Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Back again, Matt the Fiddle. Just wanted to talk with everybody literally in the moment when I was live streaming my last live stream. Silver was tanking and bottoming. And ultimately it rebounded. It's rebounding. In the process, it bottomed out. Um, yeah, ultimately it's going back up. But we'll never know. I mean, it's all speculation, right? So we're gonna wait and see what happens. Um, but that was a good bottom. I mean, bottoms can be a good thing. So a couple of other speculation items: U.S. economy, the dollar, the Fed. What we all think is gonna happen. I mean, the U.S. dollar is kind of losing its weight. Um, I literally tell people all the time, I'm like, unless you are making 2 to 3% return on your money, at least you're losing money, right? Because of inflation. Um, just sitting your money in the bank account is not doing anything. That 0.001% that you're getting from the local bank, you're losing money. My recommendation to everybody, this is my number one recommendation. Only leave operating expense money in a checking account, right? The rest of your money should be in a high yield savings account of some sort. Least accessible is best, uh, but everybody should have their money in a high yield savings account, unless you're doing operating expenses. Let's see. Yeah, because I mean, high yield savings accounts right now are paying what, 2.9, 3.25. I know some of those are per fact, um, which is keeping up with inflation. It's not even surpassing it. Um, I think the other aspect is people need to start to get into investing, understanding the power of compounding interest, and historically buying out VOO, VOO, VTI, SPY, things like that. Things you don't have to think about, things you don't have to understand. You just do it. Do it, do it, do it. So, yeah, in terms of the economy, I don't know. I've been waiting for a housing crash, economical crash, stock market crash. I've been waiting for all that for a while. Um, do I think it'll happen? I do think it'll happen. When? My prediction right now is in about 6 to 9 months. I think that's going to happen. Um, welcome all these chatters. Come on in. But yeah, I think it's going to happen in the next 6 to 9 months. Um, the is it going to be bad? I think it'll slowly decline. I think the reason for that is, um, housing and the prices on the housing. Um, all these homeowners, right, and they're selling houses. Um, you know, they are slowly, um, lowering their price on the house that's for sale. So, I mean, ultimately, what's up, Neil Duckworth? Um, ultimately, you have a house for sale, right? This is the example I always use. You have house A for sale for, let's say, 100 grand, and then you have, right, based on comps. An intelligent realtor is going to go out and do comps on that. Um, then house two comes on the market, and they're like, well, house A has been sitting, right? If you want to sell for 95, right? However, house A has been on the market for 2 to 3 months, right? No bites really. So they ultimately lower their price. Now you got a house, 95, let's say 90, or even 95 and 95, right? Now house A has been on the market for so long. House B said, well, they lowered theirs. They're still not getting anything. So ultimately, they're going to lower your price on house B. And then, House C comes along and, well, 95 has been sitting. They lowered it from 100. Now B's at 95 and they're lowering it to, 90. If you want to be competitive, come in at 80, right? Or 85. So ultimately, that's what you're going to see. Slowly but surely, that is happening across the United States, mark my words, in different cities. But yeah, I think ultimately the houses just need to be more affordable. I think the issue with that, though, is it's not the interest rates problems, it's house prices problems, right? Again, make sure y'all like and subscribe. But I think it's ultimately the house prices, right? Interest rates themselves are historically okay, you know, um, and in line with the market, but you just can't have overinflated home prices, with interest rates 6.5%. So you can't have that. Um, the average starter home, first time buyer home needs to come in at, I don't know, 150K, 180K, right? Or even less. And that's a brand new home, a starter home that doesn't need any work. You can, a little family can move right into it. And your mortgage would be, just throwing numbers out there. Don't have a calculator, but, 1,400 bucks, 1,200 bucks. I mean, I know people out here paying what, $10,000 for a one-bedroom apartment, right? So if a family can ultimately buy a house for, and their mortgage comes out to $1,200, that's what it needs to be. That's what the price of the house at the current interest rates need to be. So um, ultimately, in conclusion here, silver's rebounding. Silver bottomed, tested a good bottom. U.S. economy, interesting place, housing, stock market. I don't know. The closing terms here is save your pennies, don't go out and make any drastic purchases. Be prepared for anything. And like and subscribe!